Thank you for tuning into a Word of Deliverance broadcast, where the Word of God is taught in a simple and practical way.
Bless you, beloved. This is Pastor A.D. Bigley, and I'm so delighted that you have tuned into a Word of Deliverance broadcast brought to you from the great city of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. But while we have this time together, I want to share something with you. Listen, one of the hardest things for us to do as believers is to wait on God. Because we live in such a microwave generation, we expect things to happen just like that. But upon our journey with God, one thing we find out about God is that God operates on a different timetable. And because God operates on a different timetable, for many of the things that we have asked Him for, we find ourselves waiting. The Bible declares that after we have done the will of God, we have need of patience. And that word patience that we find in that particular passage in the book of Hebrews means steadfast waiting. In other words, after we've done the will of God, we have the need, or it's necessary, that we steadfastly wait that we might inherit the promise. But for those of us that are willing to wait on the timing of God, God declares there are 4 things in Isaiah chapter 40 and verse number 31 that He would do for the believer. And those 4 things that God declared that He would do for the life of the believer, the one that would be willing to wait on them, He said that He would renew their strength. In other words, sometimes when you're waiting, you get a little weak. But God, if we're willing to wait on Him, will give us fresh power and fresh ability to wait until He comes. Not only will He renew their strength, but He says that they shall mount up upon wings of eagles. Talking about mounting up upon wings of eagles, you have to remember that an eagle soars high above, high up in the sky. In other words, God's going to give us the ability to rise above the problems and rise above the situation for those that are willing to wait. The third thing that God said in Isaiah chapter 40 and verse number 31 is that He said they shall run and not be weary. In other words, they shall run and not give out, not be worn out. And lastly, He said they shall walk and not faint, not give completely up. Listen, God has promised some things for those who are willing to wait. Listen, beloved, I don't know where you find yourself at today, but if you're struggling with waiting, remember what God promised in Isaiah chapter 40 and verse number 31. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up upon wings of eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. Until we have another chance to meet again, may God continue to bless your life. And thank you for tuning into a Word